Today is October 11th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 6 in action. We'll be reading page 88. At the 12 and 12, we'll continue Step 12 by reading the rest of page 113. And of course, we'll read today's daily reflection and 24 hours a day. So with that, hope you all are doing well today, my friends. As I'm recording this, it is actually October 8th, which is hockey season, and I am tickled to death about that. Although that has nothing to do with today's reading, but that's another reason I have a smile on my face, aside from the amazing fact that I have woken up sober today. So, got a lot of things to be grateful for today. And I hope y'all are doing well as well. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. All right, my friends, so if you recall from yesterday's reading out of the Big Book, we are almost finished with Chapter 6 in action. And buddy, just like how it works, this was a jam-packed chapter. We've talked about a lot of stuff. The 9-step promises, of course. Yesterday we talked about how we make these amends oftentimes, and how every situation is going to be a little different. And also we talked about what we can do throughout the day. When we retire at night, when we wake up in the morning, when we're going about our day and we face indecision, how we can pray, who we can have with us while we pray, things like that. Very practical advice here. And then one of the last things we read yesterday is that productive pause. As we go through the day, we pause when agitated or doubtful and ask for the right thought or action. We constantly remind ourselves that we are no longer running the show. Humbly saying to ourselves many times each day, "Thy will be done." So all we're going to do today is finish off the chapter. We've got about 2 paragraphs left. Page 88. We are then in much less danger of excitement, fear, anger, worry, self-pity, or foolish decisions. We become much more efficient. We do not tire so easily, for we are not burning up energy foolishly as we did when we were trying to arrange life to suit ourselves. It works. It really does. We alcoholics are undisciplined, so we let God discipline us in the simple way that we have just outlined. But this is not all. There's action and more action. Faith without works is dead. The next chapter is entirely devoted to Step 12. At the 12 and 12 run, Step 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and practice these principles in all our affairs. And I do apologize, I did say that we were reading page 113. We did that yesterday, so we're going to read the first 2 paragraphs of page 114. Our basic troubles are the same as everyone else's, but when an honest effort is made to practice these principles in all our affairs, well-grounded AAs seem to have the ability, by God's grace, to take these troubles in stride and turn them into demonstrations of faith. We have seen AAs suffer lingering and fatal illness with little complaint, and often in good cheer. We have sometimes seen families broken apart by misunderstanding, tensions, or actual infidelity, who are reunited by the AA way of life. Though the earning power of most AAs is relatively high, we have some members who never seem to get on their feet money-wise, and still others who encounter heavy financial reverses. Ordinarily, we see these situations met with fortitude and faith. "24 hours a day, October 11th. AA thought for the day. How good a sponsor am I? When I bring new members to a meeting, do I feel that my responsibility has ended? Or do I make it my job to stay with them until they have either become good members of AA or have found another sponsor? If they didn't show up for a meeting, do I say to myself, well, they've had it put to them, so if they don't want it, there's nothing more I can do? Or do I look them up and find out whether there's a reason for their absence, or that they don't want AA? Do I go out of my way to find out if there is anything more that I can do to help? Am I a good sponsor? Meditation for the day. First, be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift to God. First, I must get right with other people, and then I can get right with God. If I hold resentment against someone, which I find it very difficult to overcome, I should try to put something else constructive into my mind. I should pray for the one against whom I have the resentment. I should put that person in God's hands and let God show him or her the way to live. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? Prayer for the day. I pray that I may see something good in every person, even one I dislike, and that I may let God develop the good in that person. Daily Reflection, October 11th. Self-restraint. Our first objective will be the development of self-restraint. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 91. My drive to work provides me with an opportunity for self-examination. One day while making this trip, I began to review my progress in sobriety. I was not happy with what I saw. I hoped that, as the day progressed, I would forget these troublesome thoughts. But as one disappointment after another kept coming, my discontent only increased, and the pressures within me kept mounting. I retreated to an isolated table in the lounge and asked myself how I could make the most of the rest of the day. In the past, when things went wrong, I instinctively wanted to fight back. But during the short time that I've been trying to live in the AA program, I've learned to step back and take a look at myself. I recognized that, although I was not the person I wanted to be, I had learned not to react in my old ways. Those old patterns of behavior only brought sorrow and hurt to me and to others. I returned to my workstation, determined to make the day productive, thanking God for the chance to make progress that day. Now, all right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. I really like this final reading here, self-restraint, out of the 12 and 12 and the daily reflection here. Oh yeah, I used to be one where throughout the day, especially on a hard day at work, and as I've said before, sometimes I face, well, just about every day, there's a time where I face disrespect from other people. And I would let that fly all over me, or maybe I'd say something wrong, and I'd let that fly all over me, and I'd replay it over and over throughout the day, and just get more resentful either at somebody else or at myself. And I'd let it ruin my day. But now, if I'm working the principles that I've been taught in the program, I find a spot where I can get on my knees, or where I have some quiet time, maybe during a lunch break or something, and I ask God for forgiveness. And the ability to pivot and to not let one negative circumstance ruin an entire day that I've been given. And that ability to pivot has become something that I'm actually pretty good at. My wife is really good at it, but I've gotten better over time. Here's an example, quick example from this week. Little home project we've been putting, we put 2 toilets in, and buddy, you appreciate a brand new toilet when you've not had a good one in a while. Or you don't have to worry about playing Russian roulette every time you flush. But anyways, putting those in, and then sure enough, the day later, we've got a leaky shower head, and I thought it'd be a simple fix, and it wasn't. And just like my old man, rest his soul, I started getting aggravated. I even caught myself saying a few words I shouldn't have said. And I started beating myself up like, oh, I should know better. I should be doing better than this. Well, I found an opportunity to kind of get away on my way back to the hardware store. The third trip, actually. And I said to my higher power, first of all, please forgive me for getting so worked up over nothing. And second of all, the day is still young. It was only 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Help me to pivot and to turn this around and make my amends to my wife for saying some words I probably shouldn't have said. And guess what? The job got done. The day ended up being so much better. So hopefully next time, another unplanned thing goes wrong. Maybe I won't say so many colorful words. Maybe I won't do so many things. But if I do, God forbid, I don't have to let it ruin the entire day. So, hope that made some sense. There's some real life application for you. But my friends, that's all we have time for today. As always, I don't speak on behalf of AA or NA or Al-Anon or either sect, denomination, organization. I am just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery. Just going through these readings each day. They help me probably more than they help anybody else out there. Just like this entire podcast. Please do not, for heaven's sake, don't take what I say, especially my personal experiences, as gospel. Just take what you need and leave the rest. I hope you all have a great day. If we're given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.